This is where Tommy Doyle drives the Jeep into. And the building behind me was used as Smith's Grove Sanitarium in the film. Looks practically the same. Main difference being from that staircase there across is where the sign was. I want to let you guys know that I have an eBay store. I'm selling lots of horror and wrestling collectibles from my own collection and shipping them directly to you. The link is in the video description as well on the screen, so feel free to check that out. I'm here in Cottonwood Heights, Utah, at the old Cottonwood paper mill. This is one of the oldest structures in Utah, having been built in 1883. It was condemned in 2005. Throughout the 1970s and 80s, it was used as a haunted house, which would have been really cool, honestly, to attend. But to us Halloween fans, this was known as the ritual site from Halloween 6, as well as the exterior of Dr. Loomis's house used in the film. So while I was not able to go into this area and check it out, we do have some drone footage from Empire Drone Works, giving us a bird's eye view at what it actually looks like beyond these walls. And I believe that this is the area where they did most of the filming, is where we're lowering into at the moment. Again, this was used as Dr. Loomis's entryway into his house, though we can't line it up perfectly. We are now in Ogden, Utah, at the Ogden Airport. This doubles as the bus depot that Jamie Lloyd ends up at. I see it's right about here that she pulls up in the pickup truck. And then she stops here, gets out, goes up those very steps and through the doorway into the airport. But in Halloween 6, it was not the Ogden Airport, obviously. It was the bus depot that she heads to. And unfortunately for us, I'm here on the 4th of July, we're not going to be able to go inside. The Ogden Airport is actually closed on the 4th of July, so we won't be able to film anything beyond this. I did visit in 2022, and so I'm going to insert some pictures of how it looks as of then. You can see where Paul Rudd was standing at the counter is now a Hertz car rental location. And those are the actual steps that George P. Wilbur stands on. The actual stairs that he comes down, this is the opposite view, so this is what he would be looking at as he's coming down the stairs. The restroom has been entirely remodeled that Paul Rudd and J.C. Brandy are in. But it's really unfortunate we weren't able to go in. I tried 2 days in a row to come in. And on the 4th of July they were closed, and on the second time that I came here, which is today, second day, I was too late. I was out getting other shots, and now they're closed. .891 Weaver Lane serves as a few things for Halloween 6. This is where Jamie ends up at the barn in which she is killed in. But if you look at that big water tower looking thing, that was also used in many promo shots with George P. Wilbur standing next to it. So I'm not talking about that one that's on the left. I'm talking about the one that's over there on the right. That's the one that was used in many of the promo shots for Halloween 6. We're going to go get a closer look at this barn. I'm not going to get out. We're going to be respectful to the property and the owner, so we're just going to drive past this and I'll get what I can. So interestingly enough, if you come to visit this location, just like I did, you'll probably think that you're in the wrong neighborhood, because this is the only older structure that's around. As you may have noticed in the video, everything surrounding this has been built in the last 10 or 20 years. This is all new housing, all new development around this area. The only thing that remains, probably from even 1995, is this Halloween 6 barn, along with the house and the farm that it's attached to. (1926) Lincoln Street serves as both the Strode house and the Myers house for Halloween 6. You can see it hiding back there behind the big tree that's overgrown the property. And one thing you can notice right there is that same lamppost is still there. The exact same one. It's green now, whereas it was white in the film. And many a scene was filmed from right where I'm standing, but the main difference being that there was nothing obstructing the view of the house when they filmed this. I believe I heard that they cut trees down in order to get a clear shot of the house back then. We're going to pan over to the neighbor's house because that was also used in Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. So the neighbor's house is at 1914 Lincoln Street. And you can see this house briefly as Tim, Beth, and Kara Strode drive by in Beth's convertible. You can see the house behind them. And the house looks practically like it looked in the film. It looks like they haven't done a whole lot of upgrading this house at all. It looks just like it did in 1995. So here's a fun little thing I thought I'd throw in. The basketball net that's at the neighbor's house behind John Strode as he pulls into his driveway is actually still here. It's a different one, but it's still attached to the garage, and the garage still looks identical to 1995 in the film. We're continuing up Lincoln Street. This is where the Haddonfield Halloween title was filmed. It was right along this street here. But it looks entirely different just due to the time of year that I'm here. Again, I'm here in July, and a good portion of this film was filmed in the winter time, so everything was dead. This is also the street that Danny Strode walks up. And you see right across the street over there, you can clearly see in the movie the street sign that says Ramona Avenue, where the man in black is standing. That's right ahead of us by that big tree on the left. As we cross over 956 Ramona Avenue, this is where Tommy Doyle's Jeep would have been parked. And this house is the Blankenship boarding house in Halloween 6. So much similar to Halloween 1978, for this film they had two houses that were directly across the street from each other. They had this Blankenship house, where some of the action took place, and then directly across the street from this was the Myers and Strode house over there on the right. So it was a similar setup to Halloween 1978, where they had one house directly across, and then the action takes place in two houses. One similarity of the two films. Right where this fence is opened at is where Kara Strode and Danny Strode run through as they're being chased by George P. Wilbur. Comes right across the street from here. They cross into this yard, and they continue up to the door over there on the right. This same house is also seen in the daytime, with Mrs. Blankenship standing outside, raking up the leaves in the daytime. It looks like the bottom fencing is the exact same one as the screen cap, with the late great Janice Nickram. And that window we see an awfully lot throughout the film. You see Tommy Doyle staring out the window, looking across at the Myers house throughout the film. And this house really has not changed much throughout the years from what I can tell. Looks like there's little to no changes on it. Kara Strode's later seen jumping out that window in an attempt to get away from the cult, in addition to the man in black. She ends up right on this lawn, right down here in front of me. So if you joined me on my Halloween 4 filming locations episode, you'll know that this street looks familiar. We're here at Capitol Park, which is now the Meridian Apartments. And this doubles as a Halloween 4 location. In Halloween 4, this was the entryway to Ridgemont Sanitarium. But it's also used in Halloween 6, the producer's cut at least, and it would be Smith's Grove Warren Sanitarium. And then they recycled the same exact footage from Halloween 4 and placed it into Halloween 6 as well. The exact same shot they put into the producer's cut from Halloween 4. And this is also a Halloween 4 location, as right in front of me is where the security checkpoint would have been. I think this was previously a window, as you see in the screen cap playing below. We're not going to get too much into Halloween 4 stuff though, since this is a Halloween 6 video. I just wanted to cover this location one more time since it was used in the producer's cut of Halloween 6. One thing I noticed around this neighborhood is that this is surrounded by some of the most beautiful houses that I've ever seen. If I was going to live in Salt Lake City one day, I'd know where to start looking. I'd move somewhere up along the avenues up here because these houses are perfect. And this is from the Halloween 4 episode that I have currently out on YouTube. I believe this is where the ambulance scene was filmed, when they're loading Michael Myers into the ambulance at the beginning of Halloween 4. You guys can check that out now on YouTube. Here at Haddonfield Junior College from Halloween 6. Luckily I have the whole place to myself since school is currently out. This is actually July 4th I'm filming this. This is where the crane shot was filmed, as they're playing And Fools Shine On by Brother Kane. Interesting song choice for Halloween 6, but somehow it works for the film. You see here, this is where the Barry Sims sign was being hung in the daytime. Looks noticeably different because there are no blinds on the school as there were in 1995. You can see those two sculptures that are in the front, though, are still there alongside the front of the building. And one thing that threw me off was I was looking all around for lampposts. So those are lampposts that are in the film, but they're non-existent on the school grounds. So I do believe that those were brought in for filming. But this is where all of the Barry Sims live show took place, was right along the front of this particular building. You could actually see that building there in a few shots, including the one that is on the screen cap right now. And this is where Kara Strode, Beth and Tim were walking, when Kara Strode can't find her term paper. That all took place right along here. Coming up to this building. If you line this up just right, get the shot of Kara Strode there. This is from the producer's cut. See that brick there, this rail at the end of the building, and all the trees in the parking lot behind her. Next thing we line up is this. And you can see where building 2 is at. Still looks the same as it did in the film for the most part. Building on the left is identical. Doubtful that that's the same benches in the shot. Also from the producer's cut. So it's right in this area that the Halloween fair took place. It's raining red. I believe it was this tree that was used behind Paul Rudd. And then the Barry Sims building was right behind me, just for perspective. So this is the actual parking lot that Barry Sims heads into. You could see that building right behind him there and the screen cap below. He comes into the parking lot, and one thing that's different about the producer's cut versus the theatrical version is that in the theatrical version he just gets into a van. They don't necessarily show what the van is. He was supposed to be getting into his radio station van, but the producer's cut actually shows that he gets into the Smiths Grove Sanitarium van, which has Michael Myers waiting inside. So that van and that scene would have been parked a little bit more over this way in the parking lot. Right about this area, actually. Not sure which one of these spots it was, though. I'm going to head over to our last filming location for Halloween 6. Where's the goddamn van? I'm now right outside of downtown Los Angeles. And while I was here, I filmed a Suburban Commando filming locations video, which is now live on the channel. The Hulk Hogan and Christopher Lloyd 1991 comedy classic Suburban Commando filming locations is now live. Now back on topic of Halloween 6, I'm here at 644 Coronado Terrace, and the driveway coming up on the right serves as the entryway to Smiths Grove Sanitarium. You see Tommy Doyle drive his Jeep both into and out of this driveway in Halloween 6. Comes from right there and drives into this driveway here. So the building looks practically the same as it did in 1995. The main difference being there used to be a sign that was up on the top here that ran from the top of that building to the opposite building. That was brought in for filming as it said Smith's Grove on it. And we are extremely close to downtown Los Angeles. If you guys look out this other way here, you can't see downtown from here, but it's actually right behind that apartment building on the right. If you enjoyed today's video, please help me by liking this video, sharing this video, and subscribing to the channel. This will help me to be able to continue to create content similar to this for you guys to enjoy. If you guys want to spend the day with me checking out Halloween filming locations, you could do that with me on YouTube. I have many Halloween filming location videos on YouTube, including Halloween 1, 2, 3, 4, The Return of Michael Myers, and the 35th anniversary of Halloween 5, all available to watch on the channel. If you would like to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram handle is on the link below as well as in the video description. My Halloween life, _ between Halloween and life. I do have an eBay store where I'm selling many horror and wrestling collectibles. The link is also on the screen in addition to being in the video description.